activity since qualifying this morning, and that's a good few hours in hot weather conditions, and the drivers will have needed to just stay calm and don't use up too much energy, keep themselves hydrated. And here comes Oliver Gray. I think he may just get back his spot, or will he? He's caught the back of the pack, and he is, yes, slicing through drivers to get up to his 8th row starting position. And so Thompson and Keneally on row 1, Barrett and Dunn on row 2, Simmons and Mason row 3. They come out of the Mike Wilson complex into the tram lines. Heat haze shimmering on the circuit as the race gets underway, and Thompson holds off Keneally through the Bruno Ferrari. Yes, it's a very close start, 2 by 2 through the first set of corners, but they're all safely off the banking over the Litchfield Bridge. Will they all get through turn 4? The answer is no. 2 karts up the banking. One of them is a Fusion kart that got spat around, and behind that Fusion it was the number 64 kart of, I believe, Aaron Brown, who got caught up, and the Fusion kart in trouble was number 51 Zach O'Sullivan, and O'Sullivan not having a wonderful weekend. Long way to go though. The leaders come into the Mike Wilson complex. Still the grey and pink, grey and orange Fusion liveried kart. Fusion always seem to do a special Kartmasters graphics kit. Under the bridge, change of lead. Keneally, or is that Dunn rather, breaks loose to the inside, but Thompson hanging tough, and Thompson holds on to the lead coming off turn 4. It was Keneally in second, Dunn in the number 11 kart third. Now that's the number 34 of Alex Simmons moving into 4th place, and then it is Mason in 5th in the 18. Oliver Denny going well, just ahead of Reggie Dewey. Then Koskenurfen, Johnny Wilkinson. Arvid Lindblad is 12th. Now, Alicia Barrett is... Actually, I missed Alicia. She was 6th or 7th. So she's lost a couple of places, but still in the main pack. Let's have a look. Where is Alicia? I didn't think I saw her. There she is. She's dropped behind Johnny Wilkinson, which is 12th place. Matthew Rees is next in 13th. Out onto the banking. Thompson holding firm on lap number 3. Down the hill towards the first hairpin. Oh, and one of Thompson's teammates not doing so well, and that's the number 6 of Joseph Taylor, spinning on the run down towards the first hairpin, or was actually just coming out of turn number 4. And Taylor, who was 4th in the intermediate standings in that number 6 kart, will not record a good finish here. Further back, what happened to a couple of those that got caught up on the first lap? Well, O'Sullivan is now 28th. He's passed Sian Shields. But it's Keneally who has passed Thompson, and Thompson's been shuffled back to 5th. So, team formation driving at the front. Those purple and yellow IAME Motorsport liveried karts running position 1, 2 and 3. And then the grey and pink Fusion karts running 4 and 5. 2 privateers, Reggie Dewey and Oliver Denny. We've got no real allegiances to anybody. They're just enjoying the fact that they're in the thick of the battle. And a problem down at the first hairpin. That is Matthew Rees, the Welshman, going for a spin. He drops to the back of the pack, side by side between Arvid Lindblad, and the number 63, and Oliver Gray getting 2 wheels on the outside of the circuit going into the Fullerton S's. He backed out of it as if he had run wide there. Then it was a long and bumpy trip across the grass. And, well, they're not taking it easy at the front. Keneally and Simmons are trying to pull away. Dunn is getting passed by Mason for third. Reggie Dewey is making himself known to the rest of the lead pack in the number 66 cart. Harry Thompson now has to use his nous because he's getting swamped a little bit. 5 minutes to go. And he is fifth, but he makes the move on Dewey for fourth. Dewey doesn't fight it. And now Harry Thompson can try and get onto the rear bumper of his teammate Wesley Mason and push up towards Keneally and Simmons. Lots of battling further back. There goes the number 57 of Aidan Neat, sending one at the inside of Arvin Lindblad. They both get passed by Oliver Gray. And now Lindblad under pressure from the number 98 of Joshua McLean. So the young Swedish driver for the Zip team just getting beaten around a little bit, but still on track. Long time to go. 4.5 minutes. That is a long time in a race like this because there are large packs of carts everywhere. The 2 AIM Motorsport carts at the head of the field have got an 0.8 of a second advantage over Mason and Thompson, and that really doesn't amount to much of a hill of beans. Mechanical flag going out. Joseph Taylor. The NASA panel on that cart is no longer attached, and he gets the mechanical flag. Will be race over for him. Braker nearly smoking the tyres under braking for the first hairpin. And side by side inter-team battle between the number 24 Fusion kart of Jamie Day, who has flown in from Dubai to race with us here, and that was the Zach O'Sullivan trying to recover in the 51, and the number 55 of Dylan Bondi just getting bounced around a little bit. And that 0.8 of a second is going to be nothing by the end of this run into the banking, because Mason and Thompson are in the slipstream of the 2 leaders. They go under the bridge, and the way the contours of the circuit work, that gap is nothing. And actually, coming off the bridge, Mason and Thompson may have a little bit of an advantage in terms of momentum. Will Mason dive to the inside? No. That is allowing the number 11 kart of Alex Dunn and the number 66 of Reggie Dewey to make it a 6-kart train, with Koskan Irfan and Oliver Denny doing their best to join the party. All on his own. In 9th place is Johnny Wilkinson, the C-plate holder, and then rounding out the top 10, the Mark Baines Motorsport machine of Freddie Spindlow. Joseph Taylor has had his NASA panel reattached and is back out on circuit. And do you know what? He hasn't lost a lap. Very impressive work there from Taylor. I know it's a bit late in proceedings to make a difference now, but if that had happened a couple of minutes ago, and then there was a Battenberg flat situation, which is almost the same as a pace car, Taylor would catch up to the back of the pack. Just under 2 minutes to go. Still Keneally leads. Change behind him as Simmons gets shuffled wide by Mason and Thompson. So the 2 Fusion drivers have now split the 2 AIM drivers, but Simmons has now got his teammate Dunn behind him. Oh, but that's irrelevant now because Mason and Thompson make the move for first and second at the second hairpin. Reggie Dewey is side by side with Koskan Irfan going into the Fullerton S's. Side by side between the 55 and the 65, Brandon Carr and Dylan Bondi. That is now over 22nd place. And somehow, all 29 starters are still running. Mason, Thompson, Keneally, nose to tail. Less than a minute to go. Simmons and Dunn are next. Dewey 6th, then Denny, Irfan, Wilkinson and Barrett. That's your top 10. Less than 2 seconds separates the lead 8 drivers. And Harry Thompson passes his teammate Wesley Mason for the race lead. And, Mason actually helps Bray Keneally drive round the outside of Harry Thompson at the first hairpin. Keneally gets squeezed. Thompson does leave him racing room, and Bray Keneally takes the top spot. And his 2 teammates, Simmons and Dunn, force Thompson back to 4th. And Wesley Mason finds himself down in 5th position. Suddenly, Dewey, Denny and Irfan are right there with the rest of the leaders as they come through the Mike Wilson complex. And already one of the AIM carts has been dispatched. As the last lap board goes out, it was Alex Dunn who got sent to the back of the lead group. Keneally and Simmons lead out onto the banking. Keneally defends the inside line. Alex Simmons trying to go around the outside, and that was Harry Thompson trying to go up the inside at a 3-wide pincer manoeuvement on Bray Keneally, and Simmons hanging tough with the momentum, using the contour of the banking to his advantage, comes out with the lead, and a little bit of loading going on into that first hairpin. Keneally in 2nd, Thompson 3rd, then it's Denny, Dewey, Mason, and the rest. Johnny Wilkinson has caught this group, so has the 78. Now Alex Dunn squeezing Wesley Mason into Johnny Wilkinson. That was 3 wide, but they were only using half the track. And Johnny Wilkinson bailed out of it, probably quite wisely. And there's kart spinning going into the Bobby Game corner. But in the midst of all this, in the space of 3/4 of a lap, Alex Simmons goes from 2nd to taking the checkered flag with a margin of victory of nearly 3 seconds. It was a dead heat for 2nd between Oliver Denny and Bray Keneally. The timing screens adjust themselves, and Denny takes P2 by 100th of a second. Alex Dunn finishes 4th. Harry Thompson finishes 5th, and now, I do apologise, the Tag Heuer timing screens readjust themselves, and it's Bray Keneally in 2nd by 100th of a second from Oliver Denny, who still should be very proud of 3rd place. Reggie Dewey was 6th. 7th, out of nowhere, taking advantage of that last lap skirmish, was the Cato Motorsport number 78 of Alfie Hodges. Wesley Mason takes 8th. Johnny Wilkinson 9th, and Koskan Irfan in 10th. Freddie Spindler 11th, then Arvin Lindblad, Josh McLean, Zach O'Sullivan. Good recovery from Zach O'Sullivan to 14th. Josh Rowledge rounding out the top 15. Then Oliver Gray, Aidan Neat, Van Napton, Jamie Day and Joseph Beecroft. And I'm looking down, there was a couple of spinners there on the last lap, and one of them was Alicia Barrett. She finishes a dejected 28th, but remarkably, 29 drivers started, and 29 drivers saw the checkered flag.